Metro Detroit golfers, it's Tuesday, and we are here with the Tuesday tip of the week. I'm Chad.
And I'm Ben.
Okay. Last week we talked about learning the skill of committing to one thing, and we can't overemphasize how important that is. This week for the Tuesday tip, we're going to talk about beginning with the end in mind. So a lot of you have a lot of different swing ideas. There's different debates and different theories. Having said that, with beginning with the end in mind, I think we're all going to agree that that's something we can all find common ground on and something that we know will help you. So, beginning with the end in mind, it's a habit of effective people and good golfers. What's this all about, man?
Beginning with the end in mind. So one of the things that Chad and I really like to do is we'll begin with the finishing position. So what does the end of the golf swing look like? So it's fascinating to us when you begin with the end in mind, how the swing self-organizes based on the destination.
So keep the destination or the finish of the swing in mind, and then everything else will organize itself?
So yeah, it's quite fascinating how it works. We see it every day.
It really is amazing. So if we were to take somebody who didn't know anything about golf, and then we said, show us what the guys and gals on TV look like, it's amazing how they will demonstrate it for us, right? So, keep in mind your favorite golfer or your best swings. Where do they finish? Where do you arrive? So now if you would demonstrate, let's say that you have your best finish ever. I'm going to get out of the way so you can swing it. Your best finish ever. Can you keep that one thing in mind throughout the entirety of the golf swing?
Do I look like Rory McIlroy? How am I doing? That's the finish that I like.
Kind of. in your
I'm a little taller, maybe in my mind.
No problem. So what we find is when people come here to Golf Leadership Academy is they talk about keeping their head down. So oftentimes for those people, we'll do a player A, player B demonstration. So show us like people who try to keep their head down and try to do all this. What would that look like? Demonstrate player A for us. So you got to keep your eye on the ball, man. So a lot of people talk that they think that this is true and you got to keep your head down and this and that. Now demonstrate player B or begin with the end in mind, your photo finish, if you will. Okay.
The hard thing about keeping the head down, it's almost impossible to get to that finishing position because me personally, I'm just not flexible enough to do it.
Yeah.
So in order to get to that finishing position, we have to release the head. If the head's not released, the body's going to have a very difficult time continuing to rotate, and we can't get the club to go behind our head.
No rotation, no speed, no low point control, no nothing.
No good golf shots.
It does, no good golf shots. It doesn't even look like what the players on TV look like. Okay, so if you did player A, that's the way people talk, but when we present player B, everybody chooses player B. Okay, so what we're asking you to do is if you want to get better, just start with the end in mind. So what we're going to ask you to commit to is just, can you stick the landing, do your photo finish, and we're going to see what happens. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Okay.
Don't be scared now.
How's your elbow, man?
Still a little tender.
From last week.
I'm going to try not to focus on that. I'm going to try to stick the landing.
Commit to one thing.
Here we go.
Okay. So now back to the 1 to 5 scale that we had talked about with commitment. So if 5 being the only thing you had in your mind was sticking the landing, right? 1 would be like, totally forgot. Where would you say you're at on that one?
Nailed it. 5.
Good.
All day long, even with the elbow.
All right, cool. And then the ball does what the ball does, but mostly we would all agree that Ben has a good looking golf swing. It's kind of what they look like on TV. And then for a lot of you at home, you can do this if you try. So a lot of you just aren't trying because you have other swing thoughts or you're trying to keep your head down or you're not committed to one thing. So this Tuesday, we're asking you, commit to one thing, begin with the end in mind and start sticking the landing, and you'll start to see a lot of your golf shots clean up and the consistency come a lot more readily to you. So we hope this helps. We thank you for joining us and we look forward to seeing you next time.